Hello everyone. So today we are going to go over place value, specifically how values change when you change where the digit is in the number. So this number right here, this is 647,123. Okay, so basically we read numbers in periods. This is the ones period, okay? These first three numbers, the ones, tens, hundreds, this is the thousands. Then it becomes thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s. Then after this, if we put numbers here, okay, we would always, a period is 3 digits at a time, and this would be millions. And after each period, other than the ones period, we actually say what the period is. So this would be millions. So we read numbers like 567 million, because this is the millions period, 647,123. So that's how we read numbers. Anyway, let's get to this question. If the 4 is moved 2 places to the left, how would its value change? So this 4 is right here, okay? Now if the 4 moved 1 place to the left, 2 places to the left, okay, it would be right here. And every time you move 1 place value to the left, it becomes worth 10 times more, okay? It doesn't matter where in the number it is. So if we're at this 3 in the ones, we move it to the tens column, it becomes worth 30, which is 10 times more than 3. Now if we moved, let's say that 3 moved here, okay, that's going to be worth 30, and then we moved that 3 here, it would be worth 300. And that would be 10 times more than 30, and it would also be 100 times more than 3. So basically, all we're doing is every time we move 1 space to the left, we're multiplying it by 10. And if we move 2 spaces, then it becomes, we're basically putting a 1 here, okay, for the 4, right? If the 4 stays in the same place, it's worth 1 times as much as the 4, right? Because it doesn't change its value. And then for each spot we move it to the left, we add a 0. So if we move it 2 times to the left, we add 2 zeros. Now if we moved it 3 times, okay, to the left, all right, so let's say that we moved it 3 times to the left. Let's say there was a 0 here and then a 4 here, okay, it would be 1, 2, 3. Then we would just add 3 zeros, and then it's worth 1,000 times, okay? Now if we were to move it to the right, there are a couple of ways to say it, but if we move it to the right one, then it becomes worth 1/10. Okay? So if we moved this 4 and we crossed out this 7 and actually moved the 4 here, okay, this 4 would be worth 1/10 of this one. Now if we moved it 2 spaces, okay, and made the 4 here, it would be worth 1/100th. Okay? Now another way to put that would be, it would be 4 times 1/10, right? Or for this one, this would be 1/10, right? This is, so 1/10 and 1/10 are the same, or 4 times 1/100th for this one. 4 times, and then it would be 0, 1, 1/100th. So basically, if it moves to the left, however many spots it moves to the left, that's how many zeros you're going to add to your 1 for how many times more that one's worth. And if it's moving to the right, then you're pretty much going to add the zeros, but putting it over 1 in a fraction, right? So it becomes basically divided by 10, right? So 1/10 is basically multiplying by 1/10 is actually the same as dividing by 10. So I would say that kind of explains how numbers change in value when you actually hop spaces, right? If you go 2 to the left or something like that, they might give you a question like, let's say they have 647, 123, which is the number right there, and then they might give you 5, 5, 3, 4, 1, 8, and they might say something like, how much bigger or how many times more is the 4 worth in the top number than in the bottom number. So the first thing you want to do, I have already lined these numbers up by place value, but if they're not lined up by place value, you want to line them up by place value and then see how many spaces you need to hop. Now, if I need to hop 1, 2 spots to get to this 4, then that means, well, this 4 is worth 400, okay? This 4 is worth, it's in the 10,000s place, so it's worth 40,000, okay? But every spot that I hop, I just have to add a 0 to the 100. So that is times 100. 400 times 100 equals 40,000. So hopefully this clarified place value and how digits move, and how their values change when they move from left to right.